getting arrested over there. I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable. Now, this has a lot of people questioning the whole situation with District Attorney Fani Willis and Judge Ural Glanville, as they too are being questioned about their decisions. And, while their day may come, it's already here for Judge Christina Peterson, who some have already identified as being a bully. Now, videos of her arrest have now become viral, as critics are basically saying that they basically should have done this a long time ago. This is long overdue, and it's really not that surprising that her arrest was made in a nightclub where Peterson was said to have attacked a police officer for doing their job. Again, guys, this is a judge. So Peterson is the Douglas County Probate Judge who was elected back in November 2020 in an uncontested election. And so basically there were no competitors. Although questions about her inability to do her job were raised early and quite often, as a lot of people felt as if she was misusing her power to kind of throw her weight around. And we've seen this. We've seen this before numerous times, guys. I mean, just a few weeks before this recent arrest, a report came out about the judge where she was criticized for her incompetence and that she didn't deserve her position. But check this out. Take a listen.
An extraordinary development tonight in the long-running investigation into Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson.
In a rare move, a hearing panel decided Peterson is guilty of, quote, systemic incompetence and should not remain in office. Fox 5 team reporter Randy Travis explains.
Did you want to take a break?
Christina Peterson did not do herself any favors during 7 days of hearings beginning last September. The JQC hearing panel's report criticized her for not taking any responsibility for the 30 counts of judicial misconduct lodged against her.
I just don't have a memories of my dad. I don't know who he is.
The most troubling, wrote the panel, Peterson's decision to jail this woman for trying to amend her marriage certificate to include the real name of her recently discovered father.
Did you go to this hearing with any idea that you may be going to jail?
No.
PJ Skelton served 2 days of a 20-day jail sentence for contempt before her husband could pay a $500 fine.
Wow.
Such a hasty and shockingly disproportionate reaction is the hallmark of Peterson's intemperance, wrote the panel.
It's called a special election. I will dismiss the lawsuit.
The report criticized Peterson's attempt at this meeting to get her HOA board to settle a lawsuit she had filed, even though she knew the HOA was represented by an attorney. Peterson's attempts to avoid responsibility for these clear violations bordered on the farcical, severely eroding her credibility with the hearing panel.
You cannot go in this building, and eventually she went in.
The sheriff's office said Peterson ignored their orders and held a wedding after hours, allowing people inside without deputies present. She once hit a panic button when a deputy was late escorting her to court, causing a temporary panic among security. And when county staff criticized her actions, it quickly triggers allegations of obstructionism or even racism. These
Wait, racism? So a woman in power who uses the race card when people criticize her. Now, where have we seen this story before? And, it's pretty clear that she's drunk with power because she feels as if she can pretty much just do whatever she wants to do. She can do anything without fear of issues that could possibly come from said actions. And, well, you should have seen how she cried in court as she said that she was the first African-American female Democrat judge, and no one was there to celebrate. No one there congratulated her for getting her position. Oh, anybody out in the audience, anybody on the live crying right now? I mean, now this kind of reminds us a little bit of what Fani Willis has used as an excuse from time to time. And, when no one has questioned these women about the color of their skin, it's also been focused on their, it's always really kind of been focused on their inability to do their jobs correctly, or at least to do so without bias or complete disregard for the Constitution. But just remember the report about Peterson, Christina Peterson here, sending a woman to jail just for trying to amend her marriage certificate. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, you would think that a woman judge would look out for another woman. Like first of all, it's unconstitutional, but it's like, why would you do somebody like that for updating their marriage certificate? 2 days in jail? I mean, it might have even taken longer than that if her husband took longer to come up with the bail money. So where did the contempt come from in that case? Which kind of shows you the corruption within the justice system, because did you know that the $500 fine that this couple paid allegedly went to Peterson? Yeah, she allegedly pocketed that in cash. So she also tried to play the game by saying that she's a rookie judge, but that really doesn't cut it either, because she's been hitting people with these fines and collecting money as if it was, as if it was nobody's business. And to be frank, a lot of critics are kind of saying like this is out of line and that, she's just fining people to make a quick buck. In fact, Peterson is one of the highest paid judges in Georgia, despite her argument that she's a rookie. Real quick, guys, if you haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and for sharing the video. Keenan Ripen's in here in the live. Who else we got? We got Bright Lord in here, Justin Gonzalez, Nana's Crochet Corner, Jacob Barlett. Awesome. Got a lot of folks in here. Carol McCarty, Jackie Klein. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So getting back to a quick shout out. Thank you, Jacob Barlett, for the Big 10. Appreciate that. So Jacob Barlett says she gets to keep the fees and fines, thus she's getting the kickbacks. Unbelievable. Like, are judges supposed to be pocketing the fines? Is that how this works? I don't really know where that money goes when you have to pay fines that are assessed by the judge or by the court. But I didn't think that the judges were supposed to be pocketing that. Anyway, but now, getting to this arrest in the nightclub, Peterson went on Instagram to try and defend herself. She says that the arrest was a setup and that she was just trying to help a woman who was getting attacked by a group of men. I don't know if you believe that, but this is what is being told to us. Now, it was in the scuffle that she allegedly accidentally hit a police officer right in the head. Now, the police say that the judge appeared to be under the influence and that she refused to identify herself when she was asked by local police, hey, who are you? So the body cam footage, it ultimately has recently been released, and many are saying that Peterson was visibly irate at the sight of the police officers, which kind of makes you wonder, did the police officers choose to handcuff the woman over the men outside the club? Because Peterson's arguing that she was just trying to help a woman who was being attacked by men. Plural. Now, when they, why then would they be in handcuffs if they were the ones that were in the right? You know what I mean? Like, something just doesn't quite make sense there. And also, why did she say that the police officers should just Google her instead of just, giving her name to them? Like what's up with that? Like, this was actually heard in the body cam footage. And also, like, if you tell a police officer, oh, just Google me. What are they going to type in Google? Like, Google's not a mind reader. So much of this stuff just doesn't add up, guys. Now, the judge is now calling on District Attorney Fani Willis. Get this, guys. The judge wants District Attorney Fani Willis to personally take up her case. They want Fani Willis to investigate this and have all charges dismissed because Judge Peterson says that she didn't do anything wrong. Wow. Why would she go directly to Fani Willis? Does she have like a hookup or something? Anyway, so many others have said that the trial should play out in court. What do you guys think? Should the trial play out in court? Does this sound a little suspect? And also that just because she's a judge, she shouldn't get a free pass. Now, if a former president, in this case, we're talking about Donald Trump, right? If former President Donald Trump can be held in court for bookkeeping issues, right? I think it should be fair that a judge attending her own trial for allegedly attacking a police officer should be held to the same standard. What do y'all think? Now, I do have a feeling that we haven't seen the full clip from the other police officers who responded to the situation, but many people are now saying that it's pretty clear that she put her hands on one of the police officers and seemingly punched them with a closed fist. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a misdemeanor. That's probably a felony, but I'm not really sure. But and if this wasn't bad enough, the Georgia Supreme Court just recently ruled that Judge Christina Peterson should be removed from the bench, just completely disbarred. Not only that, but they're now eligible to be, she's now eligible to be appointed to any judicial office in Georgia for the next 7 years. So this whole incident has blown up. And now, because of this one incident, she will not be eligible to be elected or even appointed to any judicial office in Georgia for the next 7 years. Now, this isn't the news that she was looking forward to, at least probably not before she went into the nightclub and, got loose on the goose, for all I know. But yeah, so she lost her bid for reelection. So this might very well be the last time we even hear about Judge Peterson. I mean, now, it took almost 4 years for her to face the music, something that many critics of Fani Willis are looking forward to, as they're saying that she should be next in line for removal. But what do y'all think of this? Like, what do y'all make of this? Like, what is going on here, guys? Like, is the judicial system in Georgia just completely flawed? And should changes be made to those who are in office right now? I want y'all to let me know. Now, this question is also being raised with Judge Ural Glanville, as there are those who are arguing that he's biased and that he's working with Fani Willis's team in this YSL RICO trial. Now, guys, I did a previous video where I talked about the possibility of this judge being removed from the case, especially with the fact that he had secret meetings, ex parte meetings with the DA's office. So make sure you guys check that one out right after this one. I'll leave a link to that video in the description down below. Y'all can check it out right now if you want. But I really appreciate y'all hitting the like button. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing the video. Quick shout out to Freedom. Thank you so much for the big 5, my friend. So Freedom says, retired Joe Brown said Trump case was clearly blackmailed by porn star, judge, and jury. Wow. Well, Joe Brown may have some inside information, but it definitely looks like that may have even been the case, even without Judge Brown adding his take on it. But if Judge Brown's coming out the woodwork to say this, I wouldn't be shocked if it were true. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. I know it's a late one, super late, late live, but appreciate all you nocturnal folks or people who are suffering from insomnia like myself. Anyway, let's see. Kathy Challenger, sorry. The other woman was being restrained by security when Peterson tried to stop the security person when the officer tried to stop her. She then hit the police officer who then arrested her. Okay. There's multiple police officers that were on site, so it would be really good to see the body cams of all the officers, because maybe it tells more of a full story. But yeah, Freedom says, hi, Ron. Everybody needs to hear retired Judge Joe Brown's video about Trump's clown show. Trump was blackmailed big time. He said, hey, Freedom and I don't know, let me see, Freedom, and I think somebody else had mentioned it earlier. If you have access to that Judge Joe Brown video, drop me a link to that in the chat or in the comments down below. I'd really like to have a look at that. Appreciate you guys. What's good, Catalia? But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, like I said, check out that video link in the description down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.